The voice is nice when it says ha 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 ha. Subscribe and leave a comment to see your face in the next video. What is the best loophole you ever found? I guess this is kind of a loophole. One of my proudest moments nonetheless. In the final semester of my senior year in high school, I decided to take a class called Physics Second. I liked the first physics class I took. I thought that this would be a fun class to go out on. Wrong. It was basically app physics. I was in way over my head. It's not that I wasn't trying, it's that physics just wasn't a subject I could easily understand. I failed a lot of tests. At the end of the semester I had a D going into the final. I'm freaking out at this point thinking that my college acceptance is going to be pulled. Our final project is about buoyancy. The task is to build a boat that could support you and your partner out of nothing but cardboard, glue and 20 feet of duct tape. If you could paddle to the end of a pool and back with you and your partner in the boat, you get an A on that aspect of the project. Great. Then my teacher made the mistake of offering an extra incentive. For every length of the pool you could go beyond that without sinking, you'd get 40 extra credit points. Extra credit was my only hope. We went out and found the sturdiest cardboard we could find. We carefully folded, glued and cut the cardboard into a canoe type of boat. It looked great. The day finally came. The entire class brought their boats out and we started. Most people made it to the end of the pool before their boats started to disintegrate. One group made it back and forth 13 times before they sank. Whoa. We were the very last team. We go in and start paddling. We make it to the end, paddle back. Then out and back again. And again. And again. We crossed the pool 60 times before our teacher made us stop. We did not sink. We both earned 2,400 extra credit points. I went from a D to an A on the very last final I ever had in high school. True story and one of my greatest days. Do I have a good one? I had saved up a crap load of coins and needed to get them counted. I went to a bank that I knew had a coin counter, mine didn't, and asked the staff if I could use it if I belonged to another bank. She said sure, and so I did. It was about $800 plus when all counted. I took my slip to the counter, and she asked if I had an account with them. I explained I didn't, but the lady at the front said I could use it. She comes over, bitch, and says she didn't realize I didn't have an account here, WTF, and I would need to pay 20% of my coins total. I was fuming for about 5 seconds. Then I turned to the teller and said I'd like to open an account please. She was pissed, but sent me to the other section to open an account. I deposited the money into my account, waited until I got my card, withdrew it and went in and closed the account. It was a lengthy workaround but it worked. 20%? Jesus, I would have done that too. What a load of stuff. Yeah, even Consta charges like 9-10%. I did the same with Bank of America when they asked me for something stupid. In first grade our school had catch a kid cards. Every time you did something good you get one. Whoever had the most at the end of the year won a prize. My teacher, to promote animal awareness or some shit, gave us one card for each newspaper story we brought in that had something to do with animals. So instead of being a good kid doing good deeds I just combed through the newspaper each day and hoarded cards through animal stories. Eventually she was like alright for fuck's sake you're only getting half of a card for each story, and I was like Miss Fives I do not give a fuck, and continued bringing in the stories. I destroyed all the competition and won the grand prize of a $50 Toys R Us gift card, which, when converted from 6-year-old dollars into US dollars is about $24,500. Not my loophole, but whatever. The American government wanted, and still wants, people to use $1 coins instead of notes. So they start selling $1 coins for $1. People used their credit cards to buy $100,000 worth of coins and then immediately deposited them all into their bank, taking them out of circulation again to pay off their credit card and then reap the rewards from the credit card usage, usually in the realms of frequent flyer miles. People were accumulating millions of miles worth of airline travel for free. You are forgetting an important part of the loophole: free shipping. In order to encourage wider distribution of the coins, the US Mint offered free shipping on orders coins. So basically, order coins from the US Mint with a rewards credit card, have them shipped for free to you, and then take them to the bank immediately upon receiving them. No cost to you, and you rack up the points. Some new magazine was asking college students to send out subscription forms by email to all their friends. For each 25 emails you sent, you would get a $10 Amazon gift card. Turns out, they didn't need to be real emails. I made about $100 before they told me to stop. At my university there was a command you could use on their Unix systems to get a list of all the email addresses in the university, which is why I guess my university email was always spammed. It wasn't hacking, they just didn't set up user permissions properly. I hate having a great answer to late. I coach a high school team. We recently bought airfare with Spirit Airlines to take 9 students to a competition. 2 of the students cancelled about a month out from the trip, and we had to replace them with 2 different students. Spirit Airlines policy, no name changes. Can't even pay a fee to change the name. The tickets are basically lost. I have to buy new tickets. Spirit's customer service is overseas, and they plainly don't care at all about customer service, because they don't actually work for Spirit etc. Except that Spirit Airlines does allow passengers to correct misspellings, and these folks don't really recognize nonsense names. So over 4 calls, I changed the names of the cancelled students to the names of the new students, 2 letters at a time. No one at Spirit customer service made a note, because who would care, and no one ever notices that the correct names during the intermediate steps were nonsense. Also, fudge Spirit. Not my find, but my mother's. Back in the day, when a woman needed her husband's permission to get a loan or sign up for a credit card, my mother used to take advantage of the sign up for our store credit card today and get XXXX free. She would fill out the form completely, but since my father refused to sign the permission section because he thought it was stupid that she would need permission in the first place, the credit card company would throw out her application. So she would get the free gift either way. She must have done this a dozen or more times. Back when I was much younger, maybe around 8 to 9, my stepfather, notorious spicy food connoisseur, dared me to eat a chili pepper. After I refused, he told me that if I could eat the whole thing he would buy me ins box. He hadn't said anything about chewing, so I cut the pepper into 3 and swallowed them whole with some milk. Always to keep his word, he bought me ins box the following day. Edit, my stepdad doesn't play video games and has admitted that he wouldn't think I'd do it, which is why he made that deal in the first place. When Verizon changed their unlimited plan, we got to keep ours due to being grandfathered in. Basically, as long as we kept our phones, we kept the plan. But once we upgraded, we would have to switch plans. My family has 4 phones. 3 smartphones and my little brother's dumb phone with no data. When we went to upgrade, we asked the Verizon rep if there was any way we could keep unlimited. After some experimenting with the system, she found a way. She moved my data package to my brother's phone, since he didn't have any data, upgraded my phone, then moved the data package back. Same for my parents' phones. So we got to keep the unlimited, and still got our upgrade. Screw you Verizon, but major props to your employees. I work at McDonald's. The first thing that comes to mind is one time when a guy ordered a 50-cent cone in a cup and Oreo crumbs on the side. He mixed it together right there at the counter and made a cheap version of a McFlurry, which is $2.50. Edit, well this got bigger than I ever expected, so I'll throw in another story for good measure. A lady wanted a McChicken meal, McChicken sandwich, medium fries, medium drink, but wanted all the contents ordered separately. On the screen, there's a meal button that groups everything together. Ordering everything separately made it like $1 cheaper. This isn't a cheat, because it's not on the menu, but I highly recommend ordering a vanilla shake with an espresso on the side. Mix those together for a heavenly reward. Years ago signed up for the Columbia House DVD of the month when I was 16. Most of you probably don't know about this, but it was a deal where you got a dozen DVDs for free and then had to buy one a month for $15. If you didn't order a movie that month they would send you one that was their selection of the month. Anyway, when I got all the free movies I wrote them a letter stating I wasn't 18, and they cancelled my subscription and let me keep the movies for free. My school had a policy. Get a 5 on an app exam, and all of your grades are switched to A's. Very rare occasions was this relevant, because if you got a 5 you easily could ace the class, so it never really came up, until me. After the app test, I knew 100% that I had aced my app language and comp exam. I even rewrote my essays for my teacher, just so I could get an approximate score. He said there was no way I wouldn't get a 5. Fantastic. I talked to him about the little rule that the school had that he had forgot and got out of an entire month of work in the class. Used that hour for study hall and the library. I skipped the final, a whole book, and a research paper. My parents were incredibly pissed. I didn't care.